Right now, frustration is growing for the family of a private pilot from Chicago. They say he and another pilot have been imprisoned in a West African country for nearly 6 weeks now. They are accused of violating the country's airspace during a fuel stop. Our Regina Waldroup sat down with his brother in Geneva.
Hey, John, please deliver this to the appropriate party, to the White House.
You can hear the urgency in pilot Brad Schlenker's voice.
I woke up at 6:30 with a lot of yelling. A riot broke out.
It was back in December. He and another pilot were flying a Brazilian family on a private plane from Suriname to Dubai. His brother says when they stopped in Guinea to rest and refuel, they ran into trouble.
When they were approaching the airspace of Guinea, they were presented with a challenge of, do you have an XYZ, a specific landing permit specific to Guinea?
Brad's brother says they were given clearance to land the Gulfstream 4, but still charged with violating Guinean airspace.
They have transcripts of the air traffic control saying 3 times, you're cleared to land, you're cleared to enter airspace. If they were entering airspace illegally, and if they were a national threat, which is what they're accusing them of, they should have told them to go to an alternative, and they would have said no problem. But I think they kind of baited them in and gave them approval. They landed, and they were greeted with 15 machine guns and then about 80 armed people in the distance.
John says this was an administrative error at most, resolved in a few days, they thought. But months later, the pilots remain locked up in a Guinean prison.
The fact that 2 American citizens are still in this prison after 45 days and have only gotten contact from junior level people is an absolute embarrassment.
You're a pilot, you're in a third world country. I think you really have to be careful where you're going. I think Africa is certainly an area that I would want to make sure that I was very cautious and make sure that I had a really solid plan before I were to go.
The State Department told us in a statement it's engaged on this case and in contact with the families, and consular officers have visited the pilots 4 times. Senator Dick Durbin's office told us in a statement they were recently made aware of the case, and Senator Durbin stands ready to provide whatever assistance is possible.
I tell them that God has a plan for your life. He's sovereign. He can appoint kings and he can take them down, and he can open up opportunities like that.
John says he plans to continue telling his brother's story and reaching out to anyone who can help bring him home. Regina Waldroup, NBC5 News.